So I'm actually going to do something different today, and I think it's just because of what the competition theme actually means. For those of you who don't know what D-Day is, it was this event that took place on June 6, 1944, and I think that it's just right to give a little backstory to it, given that tomorrow is the anniversary for D-Day. I pulled up a link of somebody answering why D-Day was so important in World War II, just because I didn't want to say any misleading information. I didn't want to take sides. I didn't want to do anything. I'm just gonna say this quick overview for it for the people who don't understand why this is such a, it's not a very cool or even just respectful competition theme, given that this is a dress-up game and there's a chance where younger kids don't know what it is and they might put on some inappropriate clothes. It's just a little disrespectful in my opinion. Of course anybody can have their own opinions, right? It's just mine, and if you don't think it's disrespectful, I'm not going to hate on you. It's just what I think, and I'm just going to go on with the quick summary. So World War II took place between 1939 and 1945 between the Axis powers. So that would be Germany, Japan, Italy, and the Allied powers. Those were the countries I mentioned before. Among the causes of the war were unsettled disputes from World War I and the growing power of Nazi Germany. For the US, the attack on Pearl Harbor was a major factor in the decision to enter the war. D-Day is another name for the invasion of Normandy, in which the Allied forces attacked the German forces in a place called Normandy on the coast of France on June 6, 1944. There were some 156,000 Allied troops that invaded that day, and it was a turning point in the war. D-Day is a military term meaning the day of a major military attack. The other name for the invasion of Normandy was Operation Overlord. The Allied forces were victorious in this very important battle. The victory at Normandy is believed to have been the beginning of the end of World War II. It was a huge success for the Allied forces. More than 4,000 Allied troops died on D-Day. There are many films which have taken this famous invasion as their topic, the 1998 film Saving Private Ryan being one of the most popular. So as you can see, this day a lot of people died, and there's actually quite a few people who have mentioned on the Reddit forums that they have a stronger personal connection to this event, mainly because their grandparents or their great-grandparents have been veterans in this or have participated in this war, whether being a nurse, having their sons drafted, or any of the sorts. So they have either decided to put a more solemn tone to this event or just sat out on this event in general because it just hit too close to home. So whatever you guys want to do is fine. I don't feel that I'm going to actually, I'm sorry, I don't think I'm going to make an actual event tutorial today for this competition theme because it just doesn't feel right to. I think that at the end of the day, you shouldn't have anything, I'm not telling you that you shouldn't do what or you shouldn't do this, but I feel that this is a very controversial theme, I believe, in that I think that the best thing we can do is either sit out on it or participate in it, but in a more respectful way, so none of that, sexy nurse kind of stuff, or just yeah. And somebody mentioned that maybe instead we could think about themes revolving around an officer, a military agent, a nurse, but a respectful nurse, right? Not short dresses and whatnot, or even a widow, so holding the letter from the airplane recharge suit. But I hope you guys understand and maybe keep it cool in the comments below. So I wish you the best, and I'm just glad that this event is going to be one of the shorter ones because it's, I don't know, I don't feel that it's right. But tomorrow will be the anniversary of D-Day, so I thought that it would be a little nice to have a better background information on what this competition theme was. So I wish you guys all the best, and bye for now.